Vietnam, January 1967. The US and its allies have dropped more bombs on this region than they did on Germany and Japan combined during World War II. But the Viet Cong are safe. Hidden beneath the ground is a tunnel network that spans over 100 kilometers. At the entrance is Tommy Rivera. His mission is to avoid the deadly traps and enemy soldiers, locate the control room, and gather intel to stop the Viet Cong's next major attack. If he fails, hundreds of American soldiers will die. Tommy climbs into the tunnel, covers the trapdoor with leaves, and closes himself inside. With a casualty rate of over 30%, most tunnel rats don't survive their second mission. Tommy is equipped with the standard issue M1911, but in these tunnels, it's more of a liability than a weapon. A single shot could alert the enemy. Instead, he trusts his father's old World War II knife. Quiet, reliable, and deadly in close combat. Tommy doesn't know it yet, although he is getting very close to the first chamber. Based on Tommy's previous missions, he is expecting a similar layout. Connecting to the entrance, there are 3 levels of tunnels. Tommy is in the first level. The entrance is where the Viet Cong can quickly hide away in case they are being attacked. The deeper he goes, the closer he gets to the main living and operations hub. This includes hospitals, sleeping chambers, and his target, the command center. At the very bottom is the Viet Cong's safest area built for emergency situations: bomb shelters, evacuation tunnels, interrogation rooms, and water wells. Tommy creeps forward, taking short, shallow breaths to keep as silent as possible. His nose picks up a faint smell of rusty metal. The first room is near. Suddenly, he spots something ahead, a thin bamboo trigger. Above in the ceiling is a small camouflaged panel. Something's moving behind it. His heart races. Vietnam pit vipers. Each tunnel system can hold more than 50 unique traps. Some explode, some impale, some release toxic gas. This one is designed to cause organ failure and internal bleeding from the venom. If Tommy touches the bamboo, it will send a signal by pulling out the toggle, causing the wooden panel above his head to swing open and the snakes will be released. Most soldiers turn back when they see what lies ahead, but Tommy can't. Thousands of lives depend on him finding the Viet Cong attack plans. He grips the dirt and starts to move. One elbow forward, then the next. He slides above the trigger. 3, 2, 1. And he's clear. But these traps only get more deadly the deeper he goes. This is just the beginning. The more Tommy crawls, the stronger the smell becomes. The narrow dirt tunnel curves slightly to the left, then opens. He's reached the first chamber, just 4 feet wide and 5 feet tall. This cramped design is not by accident. Viet Cong soldiers averaged just 5 feet 3 inches tall, while American soldiers stood around 5'9". That height difference made it nearly impossible for most Americans to fit inside. But standing at 5'1", Tommy is perfect. Low wooden crates stacked against the wall holding ammunition, medical gear, and rice. Storage was frequently placed near the entrances, allowing the Viet Cong to restock or retreat faster during battle. He listens for a moment to hear if anyone might be nearby. Silence. Tommy pushes forward. The soil down here contains high levels of clay and iron. When it dries, it develops concrete-like properties, stopping the tunnel from collapsing. However, while it's raining, there's still a risk. After several more minutes of crawling, he reaches the entrance. This chamber is larger. At the far end is a shallow pit. It's a Huang Com stove. This is where they cook. Unlike the Americans, who had supply chains stretching from aircraft carriers to jungle outposts, the Viet Cong had to scavenge, barter, or steal their food. To cook and breathe, they built ventilation shafts from the tunnel ceilings to the jungle floor, disguising them as termite mounds. But cooking releases smoke. If the Americans saw it rising from the ground, their location would be compromised. To stay hidden, they only cooked meals during the morning or when it's raining, so the natural fog would hide it. Tommy squats down. A few pieces of rice still cling to a crusted pot. The embers are still warm. Someone was just here. His pulse quickens. Back home, on the news, Tommy constantly heard about America's success, high body counts, and tactical victories. But when he arrived in Vietnam, the reality felt completely different. Everything seems stuck with no real progress. That's because he had only been told one side of the story. The kind of bias you won't fall for if you read ground news. They pull data from over 50,000 sources worldwide, letting you see how different outlets frame the same story, so you can compare perspectives, form your own opinion. In Taiwan, news broke that the country is updating its air raid protocols, drawing lessons from Ukraine and Israel to protect civilians in the event of a Chinese invasion. Over 20 outlets have covered the story, with coverage split evenly across the political spectrum. But side by side, the contrast is clear. The left-leaning headline focuses simply on what Taiwan can learn from Israel, while the right-leaning one digs into how the new protocols will be implemented with its citizens. If you want to take back control and see what everyone else can't, Ground News is giving you the tools. Right now, they have a huge 40% off the Unlimited Access Vantage plan. But the sale is ending soon, so go to ground.news/atrium or scan the QR code before it goes. The enemy is nearby. There is no time to waste. Tommy hopes that this next room will be the command center, so he can get back to base and sit by the warm fire. He keeps crawling. Then, the ground begins to slope downward. He pauses. He knows exactly what that means. He's entering level 2. The deepest levels are where the real secrets are hidden. Surgery bays, weapons workshops, supply caches, and his target, the command center. The air becomes thicker but sterile, in a way that's unnatural for a tunnel. Then he hears it. Movement, soft and muffled. Tommy freezes. The sound echoes faintly down a tunnel to his right, shuffling. A whisper of voices, too quiet to make out. They don't know he's here. Tommy clutches his knife. He waits and listens intensely, but the sound starts to fade. False alarm. As he approaches the next room, he sees a glow of light. A bed is pressed against the wall. Next to it, a stack of blood-stained bandages and scissors. Glass jars lined along a dugout shelf. In the corner is a bicycle-powered generator. This is a quiet way to generate electricity to light this hospital room during surgery and charge their radio equipment, only found in the more developed systems. A faint tapping sound echoes through the chamber. Tommy goes still. He knows that sound. They're digging. At the start of the war, the Viet Cong would dig during the day, making it easier for Americans to locate them. However, now they only do it while raining or at night when the jungle sounds overpower their own. Others will be nearby, hauling dirt in baskets up to the surface. Every handful is carried far from the tunnels, scattered across fields, buried in bomb craters, or dumped into rivers. The surface will be crawling with Viet Cong. Tommy hopes the rain stops soon. Otherwise, his escape just got a lot harder. Still, not all news is bad. Medical rooms like this one are almost always placed on the second level, the same level as the command center. He's close. Very close. The tunnel tightens again. Tommy claws forward, the walls pressing in, his nails scratching in the dirt until the path opens. He stops. This isn't a storage room. It's something else. He tries to see what's inside, but it's too dark. He knows using his flashlight could expose him, but staying blind could kill him. He has no choice. He flicks it on. What he sees makes his blood run cold. It's the trap room. Most designs weren't meant to kill. They were made for one purpose